would be the cost if we failed to deter the CCP?
What Xi Jinping sees is a fleeting window of opportunity, an opportunity to move while he perceives weakness in the United States. If we think of deterrence as capability times will, our capabilities are not where they should be and capacity, and their perception, which I don't think is right, but the party's perception of our will, I think, makes it a dangerous period.
That is former National Security Advisor H.R. McMaster warning of the threat posed by the CCP during his first hearing of the House Select Committee on China, which both sides are both engaged in. Virginia Congressman Rob Wittman joins us now. He served on the Select Committee, and you just saw him having those questions to H.R. McMaster. What was the point of day one of the committee and putting it in prime time when you know a lot of the things that came out yesterday ahead of time?
Well, good morning, Brian. The point from yesterday's hearing was to really outline the depth and the magnitude that the Chinese Communist Party poses to the United States. We wanted to make sure we laid that out. The witnesses yesterday did a great job of that, to talk about every level of where it affects family security, their financial security, our national security. Every aspect of life in America as we know it are things the Chinese Communist Party seeks to impact and negatively affect.
Right. I mean, things like how much farmland they own here in the U.S., things like the boarding schools they're buying and the charter schools that they are buying. What they're also trying to do is buy off corporate America. Come make our stuff there for a low price. You could sell it back, and you could still be a cut rate. Will help everybody's economy. And we have a deficit with them of $380 billion, which that makes no sense. How long do we going to tolerate this? Have we reached that point?
I think we're at that point. I think we have to get manufacturing back to the United States. I think we have to, at every turn, look at what they're doing. Things like their insidious effort to influence the thoughts, ideas, and views of our children through their applications in social media. Look at what they're doing to harm the United States in the world economy. At every turn, they're looking to not just displace the United States, but to harm us. We have to act, and act now. Brian, this is the threat of our lifetime.
Your governor is going to be in our building shortly, just saw his detail, and the governor, Youngkin, will sign a bipartisan bill that will block the Chinese party, China, from buying farmland in Virginia, including near military installations such as Quantico and the Pentagon. Do we need 50 states to do this, or would federal legislation do this? Would it get the backing?
I think it would get the backing. In fact, President Biden needs to follow Governor Youngkin's lead. There needs to be a federal effort to make sure that we stop the Chinese Communist Party's effort to buy this farmland, to buy these critical lands around our military facilities. This has to stop now. It has to be a national effort, and Governor Youngkin's leading the way.
Listen to this. I mean, there are 383,935 acres of farmland that China owns. Now, in terms of military bases, they're right near the Malmstrom Air Force Base, the F.E. Warren Air Force Base, Grand Forks Air Force Base, and Laughlin Air Force Base. I believe in North Dakota, they pushed back and refused to sell. Also, I understand the administration is giving federal agencies 30 days to get rid of to wipe TikTok from all government devices. That will certainly help, because that means they're in every kid's device, and maybe even in people watching us now device, some adults, because TikTok does seem to be the #1 downloaded social media app.
They are, Brian. They're not only in these applications, but they also want to mine data from everybody across the United States through your cell phones, and they want to use that through artificial intelligence to be able to predict what we will do to influence our financial markets, to influence individuals, and also to have an influence on our children. We need to stop this.
So if the CIA gets it, the FBI told Brett Baer, director told Brett Baer, have any open investigation, Chinese investigations on various things are happening now. If you seem to get it, and 13 Republicans and 11 Democrats are taking part in the Select Committee, what's holding up a comprehensive admission that China is the problem and they're hitting us from every direction possible, and for us to take action?
Brian, there should be nothing holding that up. This should be a national priority. This nation, along with its elected leaders, need to say job one is to displace the Chinese Communist Party from its malign influence on the United States in its effort to do us harm.
All right, and the more you guys can speak, the Republicans and Democrats together, the stronger your voice will be. Yes. Thanks so much, Congressman. Appreciate you joining us.
Thank you, Brian.